What's up, LA Live Gang? This is your boy AC. Welcome to a special live stream edition of LA Sports Live. Hey, as you guys come into the video, do me a favor and go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out, and I really appreciate it. It sends out the notifications. It heats up that YouTube algorithm. Lets everybody know that the video is going, the video is live. If you guys can hit that like button, I really appreciate it. And we got a story. Well, this is a developing story, man. You guys, after Ben Simmons' disappointing playoff performance, I think the writing was pretty much on the wall. Philly was probably going to look to get rid of him, especially given the fact that he's been in the league several years now. I mean, several years. They gave him a nice max contract extension, and it seemed like the very common and obvious critique of him, or critique of his game, is just his game is just not evolved. So I think Philly is pretty much fed up. They're ready to move on and look into another direction. As this title says, there are several suitors definitely involved and interested in Ben Simmons' services. But I think a lot of things are just kind of in a holding pattern until after the NBA draft and after free agency begins. And the teams make their initial moves, and that's this coming weekend. So we're going to see a lot of stuff start jumping off very later on in the week. I would say like maybe Thursday. I believe the draft is on Friday. So, like I said, I think we'll see a lot of stuff jumping off Thursday through, through the weekend for sure. And a lot of trades are going to be made. A lot of jockeying for position. The draft is going to be crazy. A lot of trades on draft day, and also I'm predicting that a lot of people were saying this is going to be the year of the sign and trade, as teams are now just reluctant to just let certain players just walk if they don't want them. They're just reluctant to let certain players walk. Now they seem more willing to, and the players also seem more willing to play ball. Kind of help each other out. The players will help the team out by agreeing to sign and trade, and the 2 or 3 teams are just talking amongst each other and swap players, swap contracts back and forth. So that's going to be interesting. Should be something to watch out for, guys. So make sure you stay tuned to LA Sports Live as we bring you that heat. This should be a big week. Should be a big week for the channel, man. I don't know how many videos I'm gonna put out this week, but because I got a lot of stuff going on at the crib here at the crib, but it's gonna be busy, really busy. So let's go ahead and jump into this story, because concerning Ben Simmons. Now there are several teams, like I said, interested in their services and acquiring Ben Simmons. Cleveland, Indiana, Minnesota, Sacramento, and Toronto all showed interest in acquiring the run-up for the Defensive Player of the Year, Ben Simmons. Multiple executives from those teams, when contacted, mentioned their excitement at incorporating Simmons as a playmaking forward, not at the point guard position he's played in Philly. So there's a lot of interest in by different teams and their management, and they're looking at I don't really see the difference, because they say they don't want to play him at point guard, but if he's going to play point forward, he's still going to be handling the ball quite a bit. So I don't know. It is what it is. But there's just been one problem. There's been a lot of these teams been offering a lot of deals, but it's just one problem. None of these teams are really offering any all-star talent in exchange for Ben Simmons. So Philly's just kind of looking at it, and it's like, hey, Ben Simmons is a max player. He's an all-star player. Defensive Player of the Year, runner up. Uh, great young, great young talent with a lot of upside. They want an all-star type player in exchange, but so far no takers. Now, Daryl Morey, he's in charge of the basketball operations in Philly. Um, he says there's no urgency to trade Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons has several years on his contract. They're just kind of gauging, the excitement and or the number of takers in getting Ben. So, you know, he's saying that yeah, there's not an urgency into trading Ben, but we know Daryl Morey from his Houston days, and this is one guy who is not afraid to pull the trigger on certain trades. Daryl Morey traded for Chris Paul. Daryl Morey traded for Russell Westbrook. These are guys who both make in excess of $30 million. So we know that Daryl Morey is not, he's not scared to pull the trigger on mega blockbuster deals. It just has to be the right deal. And the right deal that I think he is really holding out for, I think there's two deals. And we'll discuss these two deals, and then we're gonna get on out of here. The number one, well, let's say the number two deal, I believe he's kind of holding out for, and would love to have, would be Bradley Beal. Now, you guys heard the recent reports that Bradley Beal is considering requesting a trade from the Wizards, but he hasn't done so just yet. But that is definitely an all-star young talent that I think Daryl Morey would be interested, and he would definitely swap Ben Simmons for him in a heartbeat. But I think the number one deal that I guess everybody should know that Daryl Morey really wants, the player that he really wants to acquire for the Philadelphia 76ers to pair with Joel Embiid is Damian Lillard. Now, I repeat, the player and the deal that Daryl Morey is really holding out for is that deal with old Dame Dollar. Now, of course, we know the situation with Dame. Dame has not officially requested a trade as of yet, but according to my sources, is as soon as Damian returns from the Olympics, and as soon as free agency is over, he's going to kind of look at the landscape of the scene up there in Portland, and if it's not to his liking, then he will go ahead and execute and request a trade. So, yeah, but that clock is ticking because free agency will be here and gone before we know it, and Dame has pretty much issued that challenge to the front office in Portland to get better, or I'm gone. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. So I think that's the deal that Daryl Morey is ultimately holding out for. He wants that kind of talent in return for Ben Simmons. Will he get it? Time will tell. Look, I don't know. I really don't think so. Lately, these trades for all-star players, teams has just not been getting the kind of value that they really think they should get in terms of actual basketball, like starting talent. They'll get draft picks. They'll get a ton of draft picks, and there's another update. And they'll get a ton of young, promising players, but there's only been a few trades where, an all-star lately, where all-star has been traded for an all-star. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, this is your boy, AC. LA Sports Live. You guys do me a favor, like, comment, share, subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and I really appreciate it. And I'm out of here. Later.